Good evening, everyone. Welcome. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting in order at this time. Please turn all cell phones and electronic devices to off or vibrate. Mr. Rick Morris, would you please lead us in our prayer and pledge, sir?
Lord, we thank you for this day that you provided for us, the blessings we receive from it. Lord, as we go forth and conduct the business of Ballinger, give us the wisdom and understanding to do the things that will benefit the citizens of this city the most. Lord, just be with us in a mighty way as we do these things. I ask this in your name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, consider approval of the minutes of the April 2nd, 2018 meeting. Has anybody had a chance to look at that? Well, everybody talks at once again.
Look on the line for me.
Two, but
Look in line for me.
you guys can good?
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you very much. All right, visitors who are not on the regular agenda will be given the opportunity to address the council on any subject this time. Is anyone present that's not on the agenda this evening? Mr. Hardy and Mr. Rick. Mr. Hardy, go ahead.
I would just like to suggest a city cleanup day again. I had suggested something like that about a year ago, and it was transferred to Chamber of Commerce, and they did some stuff downtown. But what I had suggested previously was more of a citywide cleanup to where we provide maybe some man hours with city workers, some trucks and stuff to get some of the large items picked up from sitting next to dumpsters, sitting in people's yards, things like that. There's refrigerators, mattresses, couches, stuff like that. And so I just wanted to propose that as a suggestion again.
Okay. Was that part of what the cleanup was this last week that was canceled?
Huh? We just pick up trash.
Okay. Mr. Spanel, do you all do anything like that as far as coming into the city and doing any setup like that?
We did, so I'll have to, I didn't come prepared for.
No, you're fine. There's nothing for it. I just asked a question.
Yeah, let me check and see if we already have something included for you.
Okay.
And I'll let you know that tomorrow as well as the other thing.
All right. You're awesome. You okay with that?
Sure.
Mr. Spanos with Republic. Okay? All right. Mr. Sonberg.
I do assume I am not on the agenda, right?
Correct. I'm not seeing you on the agenda. Are we supposed to be on the agenda?
I'll take 3 minutes right quick, and I did make a request to be on the agenda.
You can fire me. It's okay.
I just presented you a little bit of details. I was here a couple of months ago asking about the trash, particularly the dumpster at my office.
Yes, sir.
Since then, I did ask for a rollout cart.
Okay.
I figured that would reduce my trash bill about 50%. Haven't seen a rollout cart and haven't seen my bill reduced. And I did mail in a letter requesting to be on the agenda, so I don't know what happened there. Maybe it wasn't delivered. Maybe it's too late. Anyhow, my trash bill is $58 a month. Don't quite understand that because I share a dumpster with 5 other businesses, so somebody's making a killing off of that dumpster.
Okay.
And I'd like a little transparency into what goes on as far as the trash.
Okay.
Anybody got anything?
The only thing I can tell you is when they redid the contract, and we have X number of dumpsters downtown, and everybody downtown uses, they don't have a dumpster by themselves. If they do, they pay a larger fee. So what we did was take the dumpsters that are downtown and the number of commercial customers we have downtown and divided it out, and that's the price it came to. We didn't know any other way to do it. They charge us 100 and, what is it, Bo?
149.
How much?
149.50.
$149.50 per dumpster, pick it up 3 times a week.
Okay, well, my dumpster's picked up once a week. They just don't get it. I'm throwing away 1 30-gallon bag of trash a week. That's $700 a year.
Did they, is that rated 3 times a week or 1 time a week?
3.
Do they pick up downtown 3 times a week?
No, man, they did not come down, no more than 3 times a week.
No, not in residential, commercial.
He is in commercial, or should be.
Residential once a week.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody's picking this stuff up 3 times a week.
No, they're not in my business either.
Yeah, they're getting,
Don't matter.
do you mind if I speak?
Go ahead.
I didn't want to jump out.
Yeah.
So, it appears that the math's not right. I don't think that the $59 or $58, I'm sorry, whatever it is, it's not being divided up properly on the billing end.
Mhm.
So we need to probably look at, we need to make sure the commercial is being split up correctly.
Okay.
Because the price isn't right. You shouldn't be paying that.
Do you feel that needs to be adjusted?
Yes, on your end.
That's fine.
So I'm
You offered to assist, I'm asking you to assist.
yeah, so we need to look and make sure that the rates are being calculated correctly when you divide them up. You know, if you have somebody paying, if you have 2 businesses sharing 1 container, right? We need to make sure they're not both paying full price.
Okay.
So I think that's what's happening, maybe on a couple. I'm not saying they're all wrong, but this one in particular is not being billed correctly.
Because his rate went from 27.28 to 58.24.
Right, and
That's extreme.
And it shouldn't have.
Okay.
That rate shouldn't have jumped at all on the commercial side, right? So there's a calculation on the city's end that we need to look at.
Well, in the agreement, Joe, that was where we actually were increased more was in commercial than it was in residential. So if you'd follow up with them
I will.
tomorrow on that. and,
Residential didn't change.
Yeah.
Yeah, there should have
We'll follow up
been,
with that.
there should have been a jump. There's a division that's not going on, and I'll come out here tomorrow and look at that for you as well.
Good.
And I think it'd be appropriate to make this retroactive back in November when this changed.
Yeah, and so I will if it's on our end, but I don't believe it is, right? So we don't, we're not billing it, so we'll just need to make sure that we have everything correct with Bonita and I, and when they're billing it out, right? So we send the city 1 bill, and so how the city divides those containers up, we need to make sure that's being correct, that's being billed correct.
And that's based off the new agreement.
Correct.
Okay.
I'll be here tomorrow.
Okay. Anything else, sir? You good?
Let me ask one question on that. So we do find a mistake the city made to see get retroactive. Some credit back on his account, I guess, or, okay.
Yeah.
Just clarify that for you.
Yes.
Okay. The city would own on that.
Very good.
Mr. Mayor, could I add something to that also?
Yes, ma'am.
I am a business, considered a business,
Yes, ma'am.
but my business is in a residential area.
Okay.
I'm also paying the $58. I get picked up once a week on a good week. More often than not, I have to call down to Melissa about Wednesday, Thursday and say, hey, I haven't been picked up this week. And because of the quality of my trash, it really needs to be picked up.
The quality or the quantity?
Yes,
Either or?
yes.
Okay.
Daycare has lots of trash going through it. I mean, I'm okay with once a week, if it's once a week, but I'm still paying the $58, which as a business should be picked up 3 times a week.
Gotcha.
Is that what they said? They come by 3 times a week and dump our trash cans?
Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Okay.
You're not getting it either?
No, sir. It ain't happening. Not on my street.
Okay.
The only way anybody's gonna be getting picked up 2 or 3 times a week is if you're paying that rate and you're on the route sheet for paying that rate.
Correct.
So if you're paying, I'm sorry, I don't know what size container you have for, but if you're paying $58 for what size, do you know what size container you have?
The same as all over town. I mean, it's
It's
just
Oh, so they're all
normal.
3 yards.
3 points.
Yeah, so if you're paying $58 for a 3-yard, that's the once a week rate,
Okay.
right? So if you're needing twice a week, you would have to call the city and make sure that they put you on 2 times a week pickup, and you're going to be billed as a 2 times a week customer.
I'd be satisfied with once a week.
How many, you're not getting picked up once a
Well,
week?
quick question, why can't we have a rollout to be billed for the rollout rates?
You're talking about a 96 gallon cart?
That's all I need.
I don't think, do we have commercial 96 gallon carts? Does anybody know off the top of their heads? Yeah, so it was just the way it was set up. They're obviously, you know, when we set them up, right? I mean, I'm not trying to be too vague, but we only do what we're told to do, right? So if you feel like the popularity is going to be a 96 gallon cart for commercial, then maybe that's something we need to look at. You know, the way these contracts are set, I mean, they're not set in stone, right? I mean, lives change, things change, we all have to pivot. And if we're going to be asked to pivot to make customers happy, then we'll obviously make that happen. But we just need to look at, you know, if there's a way to do it. To set up a commercial route for it, I don't know.
Well, this, and I don't know where this came from, it does show offering a 96 gallon cart for a commercial. You know, my thought is it would be more expensive for y'all to pick up 5 96 gallon carts and dump them than the one container out there. Just on an efficiency basis.
But when you first spoke, you said you had a shared container, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you have a shared container, your bill should not be $58. Your bill should be 58 divided by however many you're sharing that with. How many do you share it with?
There's at least 5.
5 people are sharing that container. So, because we're only building the city by the container. However, the city splits it up. Y'all, it's your business, right? We provide the service.
Right.
So I have a feeling that it's not being split up correctly.
Well, in the previous contract, we weren't allowed to do that, so that might be as well. So that's something we need to clarify.
No, y'all are, that's the way it's set up on shared containers. Somebody should be splitting the cost. I mean, you shouldn't have 5 people paying full price on a shared container.
That's not what I said.
That would never work, right? So the split is not happening on the billing end. So I will be here tomorrow to help get that straightened out and make sure we move forward properly. And I'll get with Bolivia tomorrow. I'll come down here myself and we'll go through it and make sure that we're getting these split containers truly split.
And then also please look at the pickup times as far as those are 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days.
Sure.
Please. All right. Is anybody else on the agenda? All good? All right.
Will that be satisfactory to you?
Yes. If something is that.
All right. City Council may consider, discuss, or take action on the request from Stan Bickel to close Railroad Avenue between Broadway and North 6th Street on April 27th and 28th. Oh, I messed up. My fault. Totally my fault. All right, City Council may consider, discuss, or take action to appoint Carrie Flores to serve on the City Park Board. And that's what Ms. Paskey's here about, I bet you.
Yes. First of all, I wanted to let y'all know how the trampoline raffle went. We completely sold out of tickets, and after we paid for printing, we cleared over $500. So that was okay for a quickie. The reason we need to add someone to the park board is we have a member that's resigned that's moving out of town.
Okay.
So Carrie has graciously agreed to serve.
For us who are new to the council, would you tell us who's on the park board now?
Myself, Joy McDaniel, Mary Anderson, Elaine McDaniel, Lucy, Leon Hutchins, who am I forgetting? And Betty Battle. And we'll accept anyone else who wants on. The hard part's done, guys. We built the playground, the hard work is done. So.
Well, you have openings, is that what you're saying?
Well, anybody, we can use help anytime. We'll build something else.
All right, do I have a motion to appoint Carrie Flores to serve on the City Park Board, please?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. You got her.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Beck. All right, City Council may consider, discuss, or take action on the request from Stan Bickel to close Railroad Avenue between Broadway and North 6th Street on April 27th and 28th, 2018 for the Lone Star Market event. And I guess we've done this the last few years. And do you have any comments on it, Mr. Ernest? Sir, do you have any comments as far as the closing of the road there?
No.
Everything's fine, and he's already visiting with you all about it?
As far as I know.
Okay. I caught you off guard, I know. And then, we'll get the barricades and stuff down there?
Yeah.
All right. All right, do I have a motion to accept the request from Stan Bickel to close Railroad Avenue between Broad and North 6th on April 27th to 28th, 2018?
I'll make that motion. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, City Council may consider, discuss, or take action authorizing, the mayor to sign a contract with Government Capital for the purchase of a 2011 International Pro Star for street department. You should have the proposal from Government Capital as well as having the buyer's order, which was presented by Summit Truck Group in your packet. Basically, myself and Randy and Mr. Scott Watkins went and put our hands on this vehicle, looked at it, walked around it. This is one of the newest used vehicles they have on the lot that they just received, I believe, the week before. It only has 290,000 miles on it, and it is pretty much set up and ready to go for us, meaning it has what they call a liquid quit for the hydraulics of the dump bed and the belly dump, correct? You're smiling like I was gonna mess it up.
Wet kit.
Wet kit, what I call liquid kit? I did, didn't I? Wet, liquid, same thing. Anyway, this one has 290,000 miles, price is $44,500. Brand new, I think he said this was between 80 and 90.
Ours has over 1 million miles
Correct.
and it's wore out.
And it's been in the shop more than not. Last year, the load basically what they do is when they go down to Laredo, yes, no? Uvalde, sorry. With us doing our own trucking, it's $800 a load. If they deliver, it's $1,800 a load. Okay? So it is a savings, and basically for us to be able to go get our own material, we are saving, and now we're stretching our funds further on the street department, getting more done. But our truck that we've had in the past has been on the side of the road, and it's a booger to have to send somebody down there to go get them, or call another tow truck or whoever to pick it up, and then it's in the shop for a week or two, so it's not really productive. They don't want to get rid of the old truck. They want to use it for what we're going to call, as far as local here in town, doing paving, doing the other stuff, hauling materials around in short runs to San Angelo to get material from another pit. So we're still going to call that local, being a 40-mile run, rather than going all the way down to Uvalde. Any questions?
Make sure Sam is in good shape.
Yes, sir. It is actually, I believe it was a Penske rental. It has all the service and codes and stuff on it. It's not fully loaded, but this one was more loaded than the other ones compared to it for 5,000 less. And the others had at least another 80 to 100,000 miles on it.
And this was the only one that had a wet kit.
And it's the only one that was white, so we don't have to paint it or do anything with it. All the others were the bright Penske yellow. I heard that. Can you get the picture? Oh, shoot. Well, I apologize. I thought the picture was going to be in here. Basically, it does not have the sleeper. It does have the side, what do you call it, air deflector. The single exhaust. It is white. It is tandem. Front wheels, I believe, were chrome. Back or not. They're going to clean it up, paint it, doll it up, make it look good. But for the money of what we've looked at previously in the last year and a half, 2 years, this was the cleanest and the newest out of them.
And the interior is in good shape.
Yeah, the interior is in excellent shape compared to some of the others.
Sam, I'll make a motion for you to sign a contract with Government Capital to purchase this vehicle.
Okay, do I have a second? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, thank you. All right, City Council may consider, discuss, or take action to consider a bid received for the sale of the city property located at 910 North 12th Street. Made you open that last time, you open it again? And Mr. Corey was ahead of the game tonight, so he already pulled the appraisal since we did ask that question at the last meeting on another piece of property. Our appraisal on this piece of property, before Mr. N gets this open, was $1,600. And we don't know what the bid is until he opens.
It says, I, Jeff Moreland, would like to bid $400 for lot 910 North 12th Street, all block. Is that a T or a D?
D, block D.
D.
D is in the
Wilkie edition.
There we go.
Jeff Moreland.
No structures on it,
No, sir, nothing I can. There's nothing on it, Corey?
No, it's a trailer house a long time ago, but it's gone long.
Okay. Thank you, Steve, sorry. I forgot your name. So 400 is the bid, the same as last time, and I think it was just a little over 1,000 last time on the property, and this one is showing 1,600, so. It's 910 North 12th.
I think the bid really is a little low for that particular lot. I've been past that, and it's a little bit different than the other one,
Okay,
but at the same time, like I said before, I'm guessing or surmising that apparently they have some plans for this lot for them to do something.
right.
And so having it back on the tax rolls may be beneficial to us.
Any other comments? Nobody saying anything?
I got nothing I agree with Rick. I mean, we can get some tax money off of them instead of mowing it.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
We vote.
The same way.
Yes?
I mean, that's a low bid, but like I say, we'll get some taxes and we don't have to mow it anymore.
All right. Motion to accept the bid on 910 North 12th Street for $400.
I'll make that motion to do that.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Thank you,
You
thank you.
pointed that finger at me.
All right, consider approval of building permits. I believe you had a couple in the package. Thanks, sir.
Okay, Ashley and Barbara, 401 South Road. Want to put in a 16 by 80 manufactured home, single wide. 401 South Woodward, and that down below the chicken. Wherever the chicken house is.
It's called the chicken strike. There we go.
Kennedy Richardson, 401 Avenue B, want to put a deck, 8 by 32 foot, 1 to 2 foot high.
Is that across the front or the back?
It's going to be across the back, I think.
Okay. That's the only two you got?
I don't do that. Okay, let me ask a question on the single wide. That single wide in accordance with the city ordinance? Yes. In 1976? Yes. Matter of fact, I got they brought the, information by, it's new. New? Yeah, it's brand new. That's just a bit. And I got the copies of it here. So it's newer than 10 years.
Newer than 10 years, it meets the code. That's an R2 out there anyway. isn't it?
That's an industrial.
It's industrial, okay.
Make a motion, we approve that building permit.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Thank you, thank you. All right, here's the police activity monthly report from, not Chief, Mr. Ernest Flores.
Well, we had 360 calls for service, 4 accidents, 12 arrests, 76 citations issued.
You done already?
Unless you have anything else you'd like to ask.
Anybody have any questions or anything for Mr. Ernest? No? Y'all are quiet.
That's all I got.
Thank you, sir. Big chicken. No. All right, here the city administrator's bi-weekly report, please.
Okay, our lake levels, we're down about 2/10 of a foot. The lake, we're in better shape than most people are.
Yes.
Texas, we're full, basically. Water treatment plant, 2 days this week, we're planning on cleaning the new membranes that we had put in, periodically, about every 3, 4, 5 months, depending on water usage, we have to clean them. So we're borrowing one guy from the distribution system, since we're short him at the water plant to help us out. Street department, Scott and them have been busy topping some of these roads. We're planning on paving this summer, working on those projects. The water department has finished their taps up on Country Club Road. Talked with Scott this morning. He's thinking about zipping Country Club Road and getting it ready for paving this summer. We haven't made a decision yet as to what week or month we're going to start actually paving, probably sometime in June. Other than that, that's it. Everything's continuing on. Ballinger got our sales tax early. Normally, we don't get it till next month. But it was $142,872.40. Last year at this time, it was $144,901.71. So we're down just a little bit, not much, but a little over $1,000. We was glad to get that early. That made Benita's blood pressure go down.
How about yours?
I never go down. That's when I take them little square needles.
Right.
And the picture?
Oh, you got better eyes than I do. Why don't you tell them about that?
I talked to Randy the other day at our last chamber meeting. The chamber board approved us to purchase some information boards and trying to figure out where the best locations for those would be. We definitely would put a city map in there, and at the bottom we're able to holds 5 different brochures, or 8.5 by 11 actually, information things. You just open it and you can drop your brochures in there, and event calendars and event flyers and stuff like that. We were looking at, since the chamber and the city offices are only open Monday through Friday 8 to 5, a lot of our visitors and our tourists come through Friday evening, Saturday mornings, Sundays, usually in the evenings when when we're not open. And this would give them an opportunity to get to know what's going on in other ways, instead of trying to push them towards social media or the marquee downtown, or grabbing a paper. We can put our maps, our business guides, our business brochures, any upcoming events in them. These are lit, so they are lighted for the evening. They have LED lights in them, and they are nice and sound and secure for outdoor purposes, for weather purposes. They have reflective, basically plexiglass. They are made out of a heavy-duty plastic, so they weather fairly well. These are made for outdoor use. I would like to put one in the plaza and maybe one at the city park, but I wanted to get y'all's permission. Not real sure at the park where we want to put them. Corey messed around with some locations, trying to figure out where the most visible location is. I know when you get down to the city park, it's pretty massive and your eyes kind of go all over the place. There is a sign down there that where we used to have water. And I thought maybe if we stuck it right beside it, because it's built a lot like these signs are, that might be a location to put it. We also looked at putting it at the bottom of Indian Hill. We feel like that's probably, we know it's better lit at night. and, not being an attention grabber. Just kind of wanted to get y'all's feedback on it and see if y'all might have a better idea of where to put them. I just know while I'm watching people come through town during the week and even on the weekends, they usually always stop at the noise statue and then they'll go to the plaza. Or I'm constantly getting calls from people staying in their RVs at the city park wanting to know where they can find information. So I felt like those were probably two of the best locations to put them.
Well, and you're right there by the drop box anyway, right here where this is.
Yes.
This one.
Is that, deal still on the courthouse lawn by Noise and
It
Monument?
is.
Whose is that? Is that,
It's, I don't know.
I mean, it's similar to that.
Right.
It's not here
The
anymore.
judge called me several years ago asking about it. I was told that it was the chambers. I told him he could remove it if he wanted to because it's not usable anymore
Yeah, it's-
without putting a whole lot of work into it. They've not removed it. It's concreted in and it's really thick pipe and a heavy metal box. But it has not been removed, but yes, it's still there, and I basically told him, it's yours, you want to move it if you want
Dilapidated.
to. Yes.
You can't put brochures in it. That would-
No, the glass was busted out of it. It had magnets in it for a while, but there was no way to protect.
Why don't we look at swapping it out with one of these if he wants to do that, if he'll do it? You okay with that? I mean, it's
I'm
not by the
great with
statute, it's
that. I mean,
not
I don't
costing
mind
a
talking to
thousand.
Barry and asking if that's something that we can do. Because I do feel like, right there,
Well, that's the highest traffic intersection in town,
Absolutely.
period.
Well, they're always stopping there to look at that monument.
Right.
yes,
Or they stop across the street, so they'll see it.
right.
You say you only got one or two?
Two, I've been approved to buy two.
I like that situation there by the Indian,
in the
but
park.
I think there's more people stop there to look at that and walk around and go up there.
And I agree. Well, and now that it's well lit, especially at night, if people are just coming through at night. then-
They drive right up through there to park their RVs anyway, so they're going down there to see what's anyway. I think that's a good spot.
What's the electricity availability in there, Steve? Are they needing?
What's mine?
Not right there. There's
Yeah,
one.
that's, not real accessible right there.
Across from where it's actually sitting is gonna be where most of the lines coming in, the light for the Indian.
Yeah, well, if it was over there by the drop box, it'd be, the electricity over there
Now, that's no problem, just move it across that way. That's no biggie.
by the campground.
Right.
There's
Can do
electricity
that.
already there.
And it doesn't have to be lit either. I just feel like.
It'd be better if
We're
it is
gonna
lit,
put it down
especially
there,
in the
yes.
park, but if you just moved it across that other driveway over by the lockbox or somewhere around that area where it's lit, you're still gonna be lit, it's still gonna be seen, and when they drive in or drive by it, they're gonna see it. So, yeah, I think that's just as good or better place.
Okay.
Anybody else? Head bubbles tonight. We only have to on one, then.
Well, and I'll get with the county and see if that's a possibility to put one on the park.
Well, that's true, I didn't think about that, but yeah, I don't think he'd have a problem with that. If we already
Well, I
have the
know
other
he
one
wants
there.
that one removed. They just,
Tell him we got a deal, we're just
Never
gonna swap it
removed.
out and get rid of the other one, put in a new one.
Okay.
He'll be okay with that,
absolutely.
we're just swapping out space. All right, here, request for future agenda items from city council, anybody have anything else to put on the agenda, please? And everybody talks again. Y'all are quiet. All right then, move along, motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second. All in favor, all in favor, say aye. Sir?
I was supposed to be on the agenda for today.
There's a few that were supposed to be on the agenda, Sam, and I apologize. There's some others that weren't on there as well. I'm sorry. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Say aye. All right. Thank you. Apologies, because there was others that were supposed to be on there as well.